That's beautiful. I'm such a
And
fan.
it depends on what kind of port you're thinking about.
It's true. Maybe
Maybe it's a
there's no
carport.
airport. Maybe
Is there an
there's
airport?
there's a railway.
So so a rail port.
I guess so.
It's definitely one of those things of we humans are just weird. Putting a Portland where there's a Portland not available. Where Portland should not
So we can. So, if you want to know the Portland or the port towns of Washington,
Sure.
go for it.
okay, just off the top of my head, Port Angeles, Port Gamble, Port Orchard, Port Townsend, and I know I'm missing another, but an honorary mention is Gig Harbor.
Hell yeah, Gig Harbor.
I think you and Feather had fun exploring Seattle with that.
Oh, no, I just like the name Gig Harbor.
Gig Harbor is on the other side of the water of Seattle. It is the last town you pass before you go over the Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
On me and my siblings' flight, which he does plan on going back to Everfree next year, we flew over Mount Rainier, and the one that blew up.
I know
that
of
blew
one
up?
that I know of one that collapsed. I don't know of one that blew up.
Collapse would probably be better terminology, but it's the one
And that would be the Tacoma Narrows.
Wait, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge disaster?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about mountains.
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
Mount Rainier.
Yes, Rainier. Okay, so I had it right. But yeah, we saw that while flying in, and it was beautiful. It was covered with snow.
Yep. You can see Mount Rainier, Mount Olympia, and like one other one I can't remember.
if I go to Everfree next year, I think the current plan is we're going to train down and then fly back because I have a thing going on basically during the convention that I need to get back to like midway through the week. So
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, the train show happens.
not the train show. The fair happens, and I'm part of that model train display group. So I at least want to be there for part of it because one, they could always use the hand. Two, I really enjoy just like having time to run my trains. And also talking to the guys in the club, and like some of them are getting pretty old. I want to be able to talk to them some more. Hell, Joseph's in his 90s. Really cool guy.
Well, it's one of those things of Cole treasure the people in that club because we both know they aren't going to be around forever.
Oh, I know. I one thing I want to do is I want to get a digital recorder and just record a few conversations with them, just like stuff that they remember from way back in the day. Because like Joseph grew up visiting Vermont like as a kid and teenager along the Connecticut River line and stuff, and the stuff that he knows is like incredible.
Oh, I say either get a camera phone or, some type of video recorder. I know you would want
Not
a
be
digital
video, it can just be
recorder.
audio.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I was
know
just going
that.
to stick with audio because it'd be easier to store and easier to set up too, because you don't have to worry about the visual aspects. Just have to worry about how clear everything is coming through audio wise. So
Also, it's easier to export.
that too. So I'm probably going to pick up a nice digital recorder at some point and a couple of microphones. After I, kind of, like, build up my funds a little bit more, because I did buy some books recently, so.
Nice.
I get that, because between the
There-
Pip-Boy, the... Oh, Creature, I haven't gotten to the show yet, because there's an awesome Magic the Gathering MLP crossover jacket that is so good.
It has been edited.
Uh,
And no one told me about a change to the video
he did that to us
and-
all.
Okay, and you said you mentioned something to me too when you definitely did not.
About the zombie, about Project
Yeah,
Zomboid
the
last week.
Project Zomboid. Yeah, you definitely did not.
I thought I did. I'll have to check my own recordings on that.
You may have mentioned it on like as conversation right now, but
Yeah.
it was not in writing.
Not right, yeah. Okay, that is
But
my fault.
no,
I apologize.
that's fine. That's fine.
I at least told you something before he sprung another thing on you.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
it's
so Portland, Arkansas was noted for having a steamboat port. Alright.
There you go. Oh, so you know what's funny about Gig Harbor?
What's that?
It is nowhere near Bainbridge Island.
Really?
Yep. It is approximately 1 hour away from it by car. And you have to go through an Indian reservation to get to it.
Oh. Huh.
Which, by the way, there's a lot.
I could imagine.
Now, so so a decent number of people have a nickname for Bainbridge Island. It's Brain Dead Island
Oh.
because the people that live there are pretentious, pompous, and do not use
Oh.
their brain for anything.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I would pull a gorilla's head and say, that's Cracker Island.
Anybody can have money and live on an island and be dumb.
It's not. It's only called an island because it technically is. It's still a bridge connecting it. You don't have to like. It's on a major road,
Yeah.
and the land masses are like not very far apart.
Again, I have said it before and I'll say it again, we humans are silly.
I mean, there's just nothing to Bainbridge Island that makes it special, other than the people with a lot of money moved in and made everything expensive. On a brighter note, I saw 3 deer today.
Ooh.
Yo, deer.
Yeah, they were cute. They were just like meandering on the side of the road. They saw me coming, and then they dashed into the bushes. Except for one that lingered out and was just watching me creep along. They scurried off into the greenbelt around our neighborhood because their previous habitat got leveled.
That sucks.
Yep, everyone hates it.
Also, again, the creature, I got shell shocked the first time I saw how Washington was Mainly because I'm from Flatland, and that was a lot that I would never live on that high ridge.
Oh yeah, if you like hills, come to Washington and live there. If you like rain, come to Washington. In the fall and winter time.
I can imagine it's a lot better whenever it's cool than how hot it's been.
Well, it's been like chilly here.
I'm dealing with the temperature of it's roughly 60 at night and 90 during the day. Not horrible.
Yeah, yeah, you can have that.
Yeah.
I would like no part of that, thank you.
Well, it was better than what we previously had of okay, you get 80 at night and 100 during the day. Yeah, that was basically all of August and a good portion of early September. Ooh, that's neat. You know, that's one thing that I will say. If you ever watch any playthroughs of like DLC and whatnot, they just shotgun the story. They don't explore. And I know some people do actually explore, but you get my point. There's a lot of neat stuff around here. Oh no, the frog took my pig. Oh, whatever shall I do? Swapping it in the poison and drown the cat heated.
Each lap is about 140 steps. How many laps have I done? Holy crap, game.
Oh, I just had a fun thing. Challenge somebody and you know, it's never fun whenever you go exploring and you're like, I have my low-level team just so I can catch Pokemon. Oh no, I have a level 75, but I need help.
Oh, in other news, I am now the proud owner of a Betty Crocker cookbook.
Nice.
Yes, from 1950.
How many of those recipes are stolen?
Well, when it comes, well, here's the thing about recipes, is there are no copyright protections on recipes, and there's a reason for that, and that's because all recipes come from somewhere, and, like, you can basically trace back a lot of recipes to, like, old newspapers and stuff, and, like, the thing is, like, if they tried to make copyright protections on recipes, you would have so many copyright claims from community cookbooks and stuff through the years, because community cookbooks were basically made up of people's, like, you know, successful recipes that they would, like, bring into church functions and stuff, and they would sell them, you know, to raise money or whatever. And also just, like, all kinds of recipes everywhere is, like, because when people find a successful recipe, they take it and they make it their own for a while, or maybe it just stays the same. And then eventually people forget where they come from, and then they share it around, and it's just so impossible to keep track of it all. However, when it comes to the Betty Crocker Cookbook of 1950, so what the Betty Crocker Cookbook was basically trying to do at that time, Betty Crocker, as far as like concepts at that point, they were effectively just trying to figure out how to make various classic recipes in a way that was easily written out and cohesive, because and also using standard measurements, because before then a lot of measurements were not the same standards that we're used to today. They
Cole,
varied a lot.
Yeah. Cole, do you want me to actually find the image of what each standard measurement is in, like, say, a pinch or a dash?
Okay. So this is going beyond that. Like, when it comes to, like, the idea of early recipes didn't even tell you how much flour to use. They just expected you to know how a kitchen worked. And so they would describe what type of dough you're supposed to have. And they were just like, there you go, you know how kitchens work. You know how what this type of dough is supposed to look like. They weren't made for people who didn't already know kitchen. And eventually things do change over time as cookbooks evolved. But throughout like the 1920s and 30s, Betty Crocker started, like, the organization that developed Betty Crocker started to recreate old recipes using the current day measurements at the time, and also the current day ingredients that were available at the time. So basically the reason for that was in the 1930s. Of course, the Great Depression was still going on, and if you wanted to make that classic recipe that you remembered growing up, or like classic foods that you knew around, but you only had like so much of the recipe down, and like, you know, it was like written in cursive, not exactly clear or whatever. If you went to Betty Crocker, you could find recipes for those, like, different foods and stuff, but written in a clear enough fashion that you'd be able to understand it first time through. So it's basically, like, in that sense, supposed to be a money-saving measure. So that way you don't make the recipe, screw it up, make the recipe, screw it up, and then make the recipe and finally figure it out. It's just like, okay, it's here, and it's a means that I can understand. And the 1950 cookbook was like the first big red cookbook. And the reason why I really like this one is it's actually broken down in the form of a key recipe and recipes off of the key. So to each recipe, like say there's a cake recipe, you have the key cake recipe. It could be like a vanilla cake, it could be whatever. And then there are little offshoot recipes, just ways that you can adjust it to make it into other like types of cake. Like it'll tell you what to add if you want to make it chocolate cake, what to alter if you want to make it an apple cake or whatever. And so if you learn one recipe in there, you basically have all the tools to make not just one cake, but 5 different cakes. And that's really cool. It tickles my brain.
It's kind of amazing how that stuff changes over time, isn't it?
It really is. Also, you can tell it's kind of at a point where like there is a bit of change in the language, because instead of saying buttermilk straight up, it'll say soured milk and then in parentheses buttermilk. Because in old recipes, it would list instead of saying buttermilk, it would call it soured milk, not referring to milk that's gone bad, but that's just what they called buttermilk back then. And then they would often refer to normal milk as sweet milk.
In fairness, you can say anything is sweet in America, given how much sugar we put into it.
Do we put sugar in milk?
I would say no.
I never heard of that. We pasteurize it,
Well, given how we are as a country, would you really be surprised?
but I would be, because we have a lot of regulations on milk.
True, true. Again, that's speculation, not saying what it actually is.
I was gonna say, after all the reading I've done with the dairy industry, and believe me, I've actually done a lot, because milk trains existed, and I read the context that led to. They do add a bit of sugar to condensed milk as a way of preserving it. So there is that.
But not a whole lot of people do the condensed milk nowadays, do they?
Oh, it's really good in recipes actually. I use condensed milk to make ice cream.
No, that makes perfect sense.
You see, if you want to make ice cream without needing to churn it, there are no churn ice cream recipes where if you like whip whipped cream till it's like mostly whipped but not all the way, and then you at that point add condensed milk and whatever you're choosing to flavor it with. I usually go with a good scoop of peanut butter. You then blend that the rest of the way. Fold in your like other add-ins, like say hockey chips or something. Then you put it in the freezer, and there you go. And then you get like a few hours later, you get a pretty nice, decent ice cream.
And if you do a thing of like say, oh, I have this ice cream. Not do it all the way through, you can have soft ice.
It's true. It all depends on how long you keep it in the freezer for. Food is cool. I like food. I need to cook more. I have a book to do that now. Yay!
I've only used sweetened condensed milk for one thing, and that was to make peppermint patties.
Nice.
They turned out really good, but really rich.
Let me guess, the peppermint was extremely mouth-puckering. Oh,
Okay, have you ever messed with peppermint extract?
no, I messed with mint, and I know what a Yorkshire is. Like the little chocolate with the peppermint center.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am
What
aware of that bite and flavor.
What I'm asking is, do you know how potent a peppermint extract is?
I only have mint, so I'm going to go with no.
If you took a shot of that, it's painful. It is extremely easy to add too much, and that's what happened. They were still good, but you couldn't eat like a whole one because it would just be too much.
You know, it actually is kind of a good thing then, because that means you have to pace yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I were to make it again, there'd be a few things I would do different. But for a first attempt, I think they were pretty good.
It do sound good. I'll bake cookies. Like not tonight, but tomorrow.
I'm waiting until Christmas time, then I'm gonna be making a bunch of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Like peanut butter bread, ice cream bread, cookies, yeah.
I need to get back into bacon, but at the moment, I do have 3 days off of the week, but I'm just looking at that. Okay, what can I do for food prep? because most of my meals are some form of chicken I cook in the air fryer and a form of steamable vegetables. So I'm balancing out my diet, but you know.
Yeah.
I'd say though, I have been loving the lemon tea that I've been drinking in this past few weeks.
Which lemon tea?
Let me get the box. It's a pre-packaged one. It is Southern Breeze.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I also put a regular tea bag in it, so I'm not just having full-on sweet lemon tea. I'm having something else, so I'm not, you know, doing too much sugar. That's how I normally do the sweet tea as well, but I'm also got some flavor stuff, so, you know. I still say good bread if you want and some very decent tea.
I've been meaning to find a good lemon tea.
I suggest
Yep.
that because even after the glass jar that I brew it in is empty, you still smell the lemon.
Yeah, I'm not I don't count Peace Tea or Arizona.
No, that
Arizona's not tea, and neither is, well, Peace is more tea than Arizona, but not by much. It's still loaded down with sugar.
and the
Peace tea isn't even tea. It's high fructose corn syrup.
The lemon tea that I said, it apparently was a zero sugar thing, but it still tastes sweet. You know, it's one of those things of, it's not sugar, but, you know.
Yeah.
And there's a poor puppy there for these abused. Hey, there's the kitty. Everything's abused in this house. Nobody's loved. Oh, creature, want to do a silly, just random raid and see what we do?
I'm working on my own stuff at the current moment.
Yeah, I know. I was asking just to see, aside from what you do, and see if that's an option on the table at the moment. Because I know you're having to deal with that. Plus, we can do the Pokemon trades.
Yeah, that's what I'd be more interested in, is just trading.
Well, I would just have to pull up a list, set a box for tradable Pokemon, and we do that. But I know you're also working on the Feebas simply because that's a pain in its own butt. Ooh, ribbon. Don't catch it.
Marvin, you're a prick. Shut up and take the compliment.
I'm sorry. He gets somewhat of a pass for the trauma, but you gotta overcome it, man.
And now I can go to everyone's rooms. Which means I only have one side quest left.
I still applaud Game Freak for the fact that they put so much into it. It was glitchy, and we will never forget that, but it got better.
Oh, it still is.
Yeah, but the drinks become more of a charm than, you know.
But before they do any more Pokemon anything, I would like for them to do it on an updated system.
Ooh, a charge bug.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna use the Grubbin that I just got to evolve. Still, I enjoy the fact that Charge Bug was a very neat little thing. Cole, it looks like a train, but has mandibles and friend shape.
It's a squishy battery.
Yep. I say train simply because of how the eyes are.
Yeah.
Oh, MatPat put out a thing today showing that Wailord, using the latest model, is in fact not lighter than air.
I don't know why people were saying it was. Just because it's light for its size doesn't mean 800 pounds is lighter than air.
They were going more about density.
Yeah, no, and that's still wrong.
I know they're still wrong, but it's neat just to see something like that from MatPat going, okay, here's the history of why there was an argument here, and we're going to use the latest thing to be like, is it right? Is it wrong? Who cares? We're having some silly fun over here. Which, that is the type of MatPat I love. I enjoy the lore nerd, but at the same time, let the man have some fun. He's a parent having to deal with 4 channels and run a business. Also dealing with the internet, which... The fact when he was doing research for the chicken nugget film theory, he made the stupid, and I do literally mean stupid mistake of typing furry dragon in Google search with no safe search.
Oh.
They blurred the screen, but it took him a moment to go, wait, why is the... Oh, god damn it. And his co-host was just like, what did you think would happen if you said furry dragon on the internet? Ooh, a Snorlax. I'm gonna catch it. Get in the ball. Yeah, he got in the ball. Oh, it is a lady. Ooh. I got the level up item for the new Not Sinisty. You know, I kind of like that they are giving people who didn't want to pay for Arceus the chance to get the Arceus Pokemon.
Yeah, well, it's a reason to come back and continue playing the game.
True. I still like the fact that the mix of Alolan and Sinnoh Pokemon, and Sean did point this out to us last time, that they did mention that just off the coast of Sinnoh, and I'm like, So my theory was somewhat proven right. I just love that little spots in the world. However, I do question, why did we go halfway around the world for a field trip?
You know,
That is my only question. But then I have to stop and remember, oh right, Cole went to Japan and that's almost halfway around the world. Well, for him. It's one of those things I enjoy just hanging out. Yay! Creature, believe it or not, actually caught Hisuian Sligo in an Ultra Ball. I'm more surprised.
I'm sorry, try that again?
You know the middle states between Gumi and Gudra?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I caught that in an Ultra Ball. Which, given our track record with Ultra Balls, I'm more surprised the Ultra Ball even caught it.
Uh-huh.
I remember last week you were complaining, and even earlier.
Yeah, Ultra Ball sucked.
And yet somehow I got it! After a lot of other Pokeballs, but still. And I didn't do anything. Let's go with Variant. Apparently, work has gotten 2 new sauces, and I'm over here like, okay, cool. How long before we take them away and people be like, we want that to be a regular menu item? Because within the past week, I have heard someone ask, do you guys still have the Grimace Shake?
Oh my god, the fucking Grimace Shake.
Do you? I kid.
No. I'm just over here, like, at first I'm like, what's up with the Grimace Shake and the memedom, and then I had to look online and go, oh. Well, in fairness, I had to look up online during lockdown where we had Pokemon cards. Because this was during the time of Pokemon's a big thing. Buy, sell.
Bye.
Oh, also, one time, and that dude got lucky. He paid roughly $300 plus for a case of Pokemon cards. And the ephemera with it for that. And my GM was like, why did he do that? And I went, hold on. Looked it up on eBay. Yeah, they're selling these for like $1,000 a pop. Dude just made money. We people are silly.
Okay, level ball it is. I only have one level ball, so I guess that's not it. Dusk ball it is. There you go.
Oh, also, we got Pokemon cards again, and I found, like, someone threw a pack on the ground. It had a hollow and several non-hollows, but still, I'm like, why are people throwing these on the ground? Someone somewhere is gonna be like, that's the hollow I never will understand the silly. Or maybe it's just that I don't have the greed in my soul.
Looking up a walkthrough for finding this thing. You want to go into this cave, and if you go over here, you'll find the thing. Here's a picture. Here's a picture of it. Okay, I can't match a landmark that matches what your screenshot shows.
Normal game or DLC?
Normal game.
Oh, also I'm the opposite version of it, so it might not be in my thing. So yay.
No, it's in your game. It's in your game.
What you looking for?
The rod. One of the colored rods.
Ah. Yeah, I don't know what I have and what I haven't got. Because I just find them randomly, and I go, ooh, free things.
Yeah, I think at this point I have to look up a video walkthrough and not pictures because the description of where it's at is not matching up.
It's definitely one of those things of, you would think nowadays it would be a lot easier just to find stuff in video games, but no, people haven't really advanced beyond that.